Evening, Arjun. Our group is group number 12, and we have worked on the MFU dormitory booking system. These are our group members. I am Hamin, by the way. I will be mainly focused on the overall program background, such as what this program can do and which problems can be solved by using our program. Overall, our program is very user-friendly and minimalist. Our program can clearly show the exact numbers of the available rooms in each dormitory, the price for each dormitory, and the booking status for the users to make the track or whatever that is. By using our program, we can prevent the users from making typos in the input fields. For example, when a user made a mistake in the ID session, our program can put the user right back on the track until the user um, inputs the correct ID. It is because of the loops that we use in our program. Our program can also prevent from Our programs can also prevent from a user making a reservation for more than one times for the same run, so that there won't be any ID duplicating cases or overlapping cases. On top of that, when the system asks something from the user, we normally use the symbol keyword, so there will be less chances of user computers and making mistake. In that way, we keep our program simple and reduce errors and conflicts as much as possible. The reliability and explicitness of our program is unquestionable for sure. Later, the program demonstration and the detailed code explanation will be done by my group members. And that's the end of my part.
Okay, everyone, I will be explaining how DOM classes in our project work. Okay, so first of all, I will be explaining the general DOM. Okay, so this code defines an abstract class called general DOM. It has an instant variable rooms in to the array type int, which represent the rooms in the dormitory. The rooms variable is initialized to have 40 rows, and 3 columns. The fill random room, okay, let's see the fill random room. When it fills the room arrays with random values for the number of people in each room. Check rooms method. Check rooms method also brings out the available rooms with their respective numbers and capacities. Okay, this class has 2 extra methods: get price, get bill, general DOM, which are not implemented in the general DOM class, but will be implemented by its subclasses. That class also has a concrete method called DOM name. Okay, so the book room method is used to book a room in the dormitory. It takes an integer parameter room number, which represents the room number to be booked if the room is available. The method increments the number of people in the room and returns true. If the room is already full, the method will return false. Overall, this code provides a basic framework for a dormitory management system, which can be extended and customized by subclasses, implementing the extra methods in their own way. And another one is Chinese norm info. But this one's kind of different from other classes. But before I show you this, I will show you other dormitory stuff. Let's go with Setong 1 to info. So in Setong 1 to info, we have the price, the bill, get bill method, get price method, and the price is 4,000, and the bill to paper unit. Another one, Setong 3 info, is the same as the Setong 2, but the price is different now. It's 15,000. And the Lambdong info is the same as the Setong 1, 2, 4,000, get bill, get price. Lambda 7 is now 5,000. And now F info is the same. But the electricity bill has a fixed price, only for 400 and do over 4,000. But in our dormitory's booking system, let's say if you are like seniors or above juniors, You will get the lambda, let's say, if you're a female, you will get like the total 2, 3. Total 1, 2, 3. Maybe Chinese something like that. But if you're like kind of junior, you get F and lambda 7 and lambda info like that. Okay, now I'm gonna explain the Chinese norm info now. About the Chinese norm info. The Chinese norm info that is then class name general norm. The Chinese norm class has several methods for managing the norm from the Chinese geometry. But this has like two private intervariables as other classes, price and bill. But this class also constructed by a 2D integer array and name array, as you can see. But in this one, we override the method called random people, because this DOM only accept only 3 people in each room, while other rooms accept 4 people. But except the second 3, this one only accept 1 people for sure, I guess. And in this one, we will be at a room that check if there are any room. So others are same as other dormitory system. The only different one is the fair random people. We only accept 3 people. This one. Okay, so there are also some common alcove law in the class that seem to be methods for copyrighted real and real rooms, but they are not being used in the current implementation. Right. So I will finish my presentation here. One of my members will follow up. Thank you.
This class is called the general dome, which is the abstract class. And so this abstract class will be extended by a subclass, Chinese dome, F-info dome, or Lambda and other Satong dome. So these subclass will inherit its fields and constructors and methods. So I'm going to explain about this abstract class methods and field. So if V has a integer array which is a 2-dimensional and the array length is 40, and since it's 2-dimensional, we are going to add the room number in the first dimensional and the number of people in the second dimensional. So this is the constructor method which takes the integer array as a parameter, and these are the abstract methods, and these are the concrete methods. So in this concrete method, I'm going to explain this method, fill random room. The purpose of this method is to fill each element in this array with the room number and the number of random people. So the reason why we choose to fill the people with the random people is because since we don't have the database, so since we don't have the database, if the program runs from the start, all the element will be the 0. So we don't want that. This is why we fill each room with the random people. So the random people will be from 0 to 4. The reason why we choose 4 is because each room only accepts 4 people at most. So this is why we choose. This is the main purpose of this method. And the check room method purpose is if this method is being called from the main method, it will first. If this method is being called for the very first time, so the number of elements in the array will be 0 because the default value of the integer in array is 0, right? So we will randomly fill each room with the random people. And if the rooms, and we will show the available rooms which has the people of less than 4. And we will show the room number and the number of people here, and we will return the rooms. And then this method is called the book room method. And this method has 2 parts condition. It will take the room number as a parameter, the room number will be checked with the room number and the number of people living in this room. If the room number and the number of people in this room is correct in this position, the room will be booked successfully. If the room number is not matched, it will return false. And if the room number is matched, but the number of people living in this room is the 4 people, so we don't accept anymore and the room will be unavailable. So this is the methods and fees and abstract methods of this abstract class called general DOM. And this is the general booking, which is a generic class which takes the object, every object that extends the previous general DOM. Okay, the purpose of this class is because in this main method, if the student ID is 65 or 64, 63 or 62, they will have their own DOM object. So if we have to write every lines in this, the line will be very much and repetitive, and so we don't want that, and we put the generate booking class. So that will take any object which extend the general DOM. And this general DOM and this generic class will call the previous method from the general DOM. And in this here, the object types and the DOM object, any DOM object price, any DOM object bill, and any DOM object check room, and any DOM object book room. So these are the main purpose of these 2 classes.
Good afternoon, Arjun and everyone. Today I'm going to explain about our course about dormitory booking system. So among these several classes, I'm going to explain about main OODP.java, which is in which the main methods and all the implementations and all the method calls are implemented in this main OODP.java. So first of all, we have 4 variables in this class, which are gender, first 2 digits, long ID, and name. And the last two are static. We set it to static, and the first 2 ones are private. And we have 6 arrays, and one of each represents the rows of each dormitory. And then also 6 objects, one of each represents each dormitory. And the header is for storing the student IDs from the user. And this one is the scanner for getting input from the user. So here is the main method. In this main method, we created the start object of type main OODP, and we set loop to true, Boolean loop to true. So as long as the blue is true, we check student ID, which will be explained later. Yeah. So and then after all this check student IDs methods go or end, it has comes to an end. We print out back to main menu, exit and select. We ask for the user if they want to go back to the main menu or not, and then we get the answer from the user. And if the menu is equal to 1, we set loop to true. 1 is for back to main menu, so the loop is going to start again. Or if they don't want to, and we print out thank you for using our system, and the loop is false. We set loop to the false. So what happened if we call this statement right here, check student ID? So check student So in this check student ID method, we first set ID check to false. So as long as ID check is false, we try this method. So we implement using the try catch exceptions. And then we try this, we get the input from the user, which is ID number. So, and if the ID length is equal to 10, we do this condition. We do the second condition. So if the ID has already booked or not. So as if the ID hasn't been booked the job yet, we call the another method here, check student year, and we add ID. This one add ID is to add the ID to the headset so that there will be no duplicate IDs in the dormitory booking system. And that those two will be explained in later. So this one first two digit here is to test to take out two, the first two digits from the ID. So for the geometry selection, and this will be also explained later too. So if the ID length is not equal to 10, we print out ID must have 10 numbers. So if the ID has already booked, we print out this ID has already booked a room. So we catch the assumption here. If the user type out the, alphabetical letters, we print out ID must be numbers only. And this go on. So if everything goes right, we first check already booked. So this one add ID is to add IDs to the headset. So check already booked. So we transfers every items in the headset. If headset that item in the headset is equal to the ID, we compare, we take the input from the user, it will return true. If not, it will return false. So if return true here, this will not run, and it will print out ID has already booked a room. So and then we check genre. So we said we get the input from the user. If the user type M, it said we set it to the true, Boolean true. If F is false, if we return false. So wherever the user type capital M or small m, we set it to the M using top to lowercase. Then we check student year, and then these first two digits, the one we did it upper goes right here, and then if first two digits equals 65, we again check gender. So if this is true, which means male, we print out lambda 1 to lambda 4, and then if the type if the input is equal to one of those, lambda 1 to lambda 4, we print out the available rounds to the user. As we print out, we type round, you type round. So if the check gender is false, which means female, we print out F to lambda 5. And the same code goes to like male dormitory. And for the seniors, if the first two digits equal to 64 to 61, the range between 64 to 61, just like the first year student, we check gender. If this is if they are male, they will tell options of lambda 1 to lambda 3. So for female, they will get Chinese dorm, Setong 1, 2, 3, and L7. And these were what the same as I explained before. And if the check first two digits does not equal 65 to 61, the range between 65 to 61, we print out the wrong ID. So this is all about my explaining for main OODP. Hope you all will understand it. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Thiri. I would like to demonstrate about our dormitory system. Firstly, you have to enter your student ID based on your school year. So in this process, so firstly, I type 65355 6535555. Oops. So in this process, you have to enter your student ID only 10 numbers. So we know, right? Our student number have 10 numbers, so you can only type only 10 numbers. You are not allowed to type character and numbers or amount lower than 10. So I will try with the correct ID. So I will try with my first year student ID, 65315031338. Then you can choose your gender, male or female. So this time I will choose male. And then I will choose L1. You can type small letter L1, because we change these to uppercase. After choosing the DOM, the system will show the room price and its related electric bill. So the room price is 4,000 per semester. The electric bill is you have to pay by unit. And then you can reserve the room. Generally, most rooms are allowed to stay 4 people. So we can see at most 3 people. So I will reserve 409, for example. 9. And then the system will tell you room number 409 has been booked successfully. So after that, the system will ask the user to choose to go back to main or to exit. So this time I will choose to go back to main 1. And then you have to type your student ID again. So I will type the same ID with the one I used before. So 65315031338. 3138. Oops, you can enter this ID because this ID is already reserved. So you have to choose another student ID. So this time I will try with senior student ID. So 64312033145. Okay, and then I will choose female. For senior female student, you can choose Chinese dorm, Satong 1, Satong 2, and Satong 3, and L7. So I will choose Chinese 1, C1. So in Chinese dorm, you can only stay at most 3 people. So there's only at most 2 people. You can see that. And then the room price is also a bit change to 5,500, and you have to pay per unit. So I will reserve which room? So 107. So the room 107 has been booked successfully. And then as the next, I will try with another senior student ID with the same rooms. So let's see how it will work. So set 1, I will go back to main and set 43145 3241. Okay, and I will choose female and choose again to Chinese dorm with the same room. So I will choose 107 again. 7 again. So you can reserve this room, right? Because it's already full, because you can, the system is only allowing you to stay only 3 people. So it's already full. So the system will pop up, this room is unavailable. So I have to choose another room. So let's choose the room apart from the provided list. So on about 501, So the system will ask you again, because the room is not provided in the list. So you have to choose the room from the list. So I will choose 410. Oh, so 410 is already booked successfully. So this time I will exit the system too. So this is the end of our demonstration. So thank you for your time and listening.